just for a moment, about a new consciousness born. Seems to be probably an impossibility for there to be right now, on 11/6 of 2020, for there to be a new consciousness born. Actually, it was born a long time ago. However, something new manifests rather slowly because it's something new. You have no memory for it. You have no way of grasping it. You can't see it until you become it. It's impossible to understand. You can't think it. You can't invent it into manifestation because it's real. It's outside of thought. It's outside of knowledge. It's outside of belief. So I'm suggesting here, that there's a new consciousness born. Hello, Jillian. And that it's available to every human being on planet Earth today. And it is the evolution of the human brain. However, there's a requisite, some people might call it a prerequisite, to the experience of transforming your life, to the experience of evolution, to actually evolve. And that requirement is to be open. Your mind needs to be open. To be open, you can't be a woman. You can't be a man. You can't be a Republican or a Democrat or an American or a Brit or a Japanese or Jewish or any of those other nonsensical labels. You have to be void of all knowledge, thought, and belief. Well, have to be is a rather startling statement. I need to remove that. That was my mistake. Have to be. It is a requisite, or as they say, a prerequisite. We've already covered that, though, haven't we? So a new consciousness has been born, and it has been available on planet Earth now for some time, 40 years perhaps. The problem with it is it's the truth. It's reality. And it's being introduced into a world of invention, of belief, of thought, of knowledge, the dream world. So it's negated by the dream world, when in essence what needs to happen is the dream world needs to be negated. So if you happen to believe something, anything, doesn't make any difference what it is. If you happen to believe something, then you're lost. You are closed-minded. Belief closes your mind. However, it's even worse than that. Because once belief, you believing something, closes your mind, then it, the belief, begins speaking for you. So in essence, thinking has been thinking us for thousands of years. Not just the present us, but all the us's, if you will. We've all the way back a long ways. Thinking has been thinking us. And here's the problem with thinking. Thinking can only think that which has already been thought. Therefore, it can only bring forth a life that has already been thought, already been manifested. Meaning, it can only repeat itself. So for thousands of years, we have been stuck in the repetition of our collective experience, the collective experience of planet Earth. In order for that to continue, each of us must be trapped in the collective experience of repeating our past. So here's a general rule for you to take a look at. If you're wondering what to do if you seemingly find yourself confused, which very few people do because they already know everything, but if you do, here's the greatest maybe thing you could ever take a look at. Look at what the world says to do, and don't do that. Don't do that one, because all the sheep are just following each other. They're just boop, 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 boop. God says to do this, the boot says to do this, he said to do that, Jesus said to do. We have been lost in our collective insanity for so many thousands of years that we cannot sort out our own nor our collective insanity. And I'm here to present to you this possibility. A possibility, when it's presented, needs one thing to happen. It needs you to be open to the possibility of what the possibility is presenting. And this possibility, which is what I am, a possibility, is presenting the possibility for a violence-free planet. A planet filled with people who are free. People who are free need no gun. They need no bullet. They need no bomb. They need no religion. They need no guidance. They need no Lord above. They need no director, because they are 100% responsible for themselves. They just tell the truth. When you don't tell the truth, when you lie, steal, and cheat, then you need a God. You need a Jesus. You need a book to tell you how, or a Quran, whatever. You need 4,200 different religions to tell you how to live your life. And because there's 4,200 religions telling you how to live your life, there's fights, there's arguments. And if you take a real deep, dark look at what happens when people get into arguments and fights, individually they fight, but then it becomes a collective fight, and then war breaks out. You see? Anyway, my presentation is this. Right now, a new consciousness is being presented to the people of planet Earth. And the requisite, or as I said earlier, perhaps prerequisite, I don't know why they have, requisite means, anyway, whichever of those two words you care for, is only that you have an open mind, that you are open to something new. which is a consciousness that is now born that has no violence included. It only has peace. And in essence, if we are to have a world of peace, the only thing we can use to bring forth this world of peace is peace. Because if we bring the world forth for peace with guns and bullets, then we have to have guns and bullets to maintain it. If we bring forth a new world with peace, then what we need to do is use peace to maintain it. You see, we have to use peace, tell the truth, in order to maintain peace, telling the truth. Pretty simple, isn't it? Unless you have a magnificently smart, complex mind that knows about the upper beings, the lower beings, the dark beings, the right beings, all those studies, all those knowledge-filled things, then what I'm saying is going to be quite foreign to you. You're going to, or already have, perhaps, negated them. Jillian, delighted to see that you're here. Thank you for being here. And a perfect experience of living life is sent to each of you who may be listening. And to the billions who are not listening, a perfect life is sent to each. Good night.